What's up, guys? Welcome back to Shawn and Richard Save the Industry. I'm Shawn.
I'm Richard.
And today we're going to be talking about Sea of Thieves.
Which came out year and a half ago-ish.
Yeah, it's been probably about a year, I think. I don't think it's been quite a year and a half yet. When it came out, it was pretty much a non-game. Like, there was stuff to do, but it was literally just grind, really.
It was all grind. It was either you can grind or you can go grief people that are grinding.
Yeah.
That was the whole game.
Yeah. The chests that you could find didn't give that much money. The voyages didn't really do a whole lot for you. There really wasn't a whole lot to do, honestly, for especially if you were playing by yourself. There was some fun to be had playing with your friends sailing a ship, but even still, it's like this. But there wasn't a whole lot you could do just to occupy yourself.
Yeah, no. I played it alone a few times, and it was doable. Yeah. You know, on the sloop you could do it. You still can pilot that ship alone, and you can still do quests alone. It's just takes a long time.
Yeah.
And it's not that fun, especially if you encounter other players, because trying to fight other players that have,
especially if they're on a bigger ship.
Yeah, especially if they're on a bigger ship than you, is really,
the
really hard.
The benefit to being on the sloop is that it's faster than the bigger ships, so you can run,
which is what I always did.
But you can't really do combat, which is a big part of the fun of that game is ship to ship combat.
Yeah.
So they had a really big update recently. They added a bunch of new stuff.
Whole bunch of new stuff. There's new chests. Just some of the new chests that they've added. Some of the names. There's a skeleton captain's chest. There's a chest of sorrow, which constantly cries, and when it's on your boat, it'll actually add water to the hold.
Yeah, so you have to be managing that while you're sailing back to port.
Mm-hmm. And if I ever pick up one of those chests, I always just immediately head back to port. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not keeping this on my fucking boat.
It actually fills up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Not quite as bad as a hole puncture, but but it does. It's quicker than you would think for one crying chest.
There's stronghold chests. There's grog chests.
And there's strongholds now too, which is another thing. But you can't really get to that until later game. But it's
Damon and I did it yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, Damon's been playing for a while though.
Yeah. I mean, you really need a 4-man crew to take on a stronghold. Because other players are also going to the stronghold because it's marked by a giant cloud in the sky. So is
that what the big skull cloud is? Yeah.
And then the big ship cloud is an armada. It's multiple skeleton ships.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So we figured out what all that stuff is.
Yeah. There's grog chests, which when you're holding them, you're drunk, which is really annoying. Yeah. But
it's really hard to walk and be drunk, which I've never really had a problem with. I mean, I've stumbled a few times drunk, but I've never been quite as bad as these guys. This is kind of like the videos you see of a dude trying to put on his flip flops. That's how drunk you get on grog.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and then there's ashen items, which are just they're part of the Ring of Fire, which is also added in this update.
Yeah, which is cool. It's it's like how you would imagine the actual Ring of Fire in the real world, but way more active.
The real world isn't like that.
Yeah, way more active. This is some volcanic isles, and the Ashen chests just double the reward of what level it is.
Yeah, so whatever kind of chest it is, if it's Ashen, it's
or
literally
skull
just
or whatever.
Yeah.
There's the new ship.
Yep, it's the Brigandine. It's a 3-player ship, which is something that I thought that they needed when I first started playing the game because it
to only be 1 to 2 person ship to all the way up to a 4-person ship. It's a big fucking jump.
Yeah,
and now they have a nice little gradient. So if you have a 3-person party, which I think is way more doable than a 4-person party on most given days, especially if you're all your friends work full-time jobs like ours do.
Yeah.
So it's a good middle ground as far as maneuverability and firepower as well. It's not as
it's honestly my favorite ship because it's the perfect balance between the sloop and the galleon, because the galleon is just you're piloting what feels like like if you were trying to like drive a couch down a highway.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't like it. It's crazy. It doesn't really work. It doesn't respond to your movements. It takes forever to turn. It's just big and slow and dumb.
Yeah. What
But
else?
it's really strong. They added cannonball types.
Yeah. There's some funny fucking cannonball
There's
types.
some great cannonball
It
types.
kind of changed the meta of ship-to-ship combat, though, because if you have, because I mean, like it kind of like streamlined it, I guess, because like the old meta was to shoot a crew member onto their ship and have them drop their anchor so they can't.
That's
move.
still the meta, and it still pisses me off. We'll get to that later, but
But now you have these anchor balls. It's one of the new balls that they've added that you just fire at the ship and boom, anchor drops.
yeah, which is really, really annoying.
Yeah, especially if you're going at full speed, because then you're like you can turn around and everything too.
If you're turning at the time that they hit you with it, yeah. They added commendations. They give doubloons or cosmetics, and what the doubloons are is their event item type things. And so they do all these different events that when you complete certain things for the event or you complete certain tasks that are just part of the base game, you get these doubloons and you can go and spend those on all kinds of different things. You can spend them on cosmetics. You can spend them on gold. You can spend them on just a full reputation level for one of the
factions. Yeah.
And what I'm really happy about is that you can't buy them.
Yeah.
But even if you could buy them, everything that you can get in this game right now is cosmetic.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into a little bit more in a few minutes. And then the last really cool thing that they added with this update that I've noticed personally is mermaid statues, which you can attack these statues and and they hurt you while you're attacking them. So for some of them you need a full crew of 4. For some of them you can do by yourself, but they give you these gemstones that are just worth a boatload of money.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which are really cool. Oh, one more thing we forgot to mention. They added megalodons.
Oh yeah, megalodons. The Kraken now attacks any level ship and not just high levels. Yeah, the megalodons. I think that's it for monsters.
Yeah, that's all. Well, that's all I've seen.
Yeah,
and I haven't heard of anything else.
And then there's also the AI skeleton ships now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which are really fun.
When they first did the update, we're on set patrol paths. Now they actually have roaming AI, so that you can just encounter them anywhere, which is pretty cool. And like we said earlier, there's the Amada clouds and stuff like that. So there's more to do from island to island, and like the quests feel a little bit more like involved. Like you have like it's not just like go deliver this.
Which I hate those anyways, because when you do those quests, they don't give you what you need to deliver most of the time. You know, if it's like deliver a crate of bananas,
give me a fucking crate of bananas.
Like, yeah, give me a crate of bananas. Deliver a black pig to this island by this time. Give me the pig. Like, what are you? You give me an empty crate and you don't even tell me what island I can find the pig on.
Yeah.
So like, I gotta know or use Google, which is also still annoying. Like,
yeah. So.
We already started griping about the game.
Yeah, well,
just keep griping.
I think you can see where our opinion lies on this. So there's quite a few things that I think still need to be changed. There's like we said earlier, there's still no real single player, which I mean it's fine. It's an online game. It's supposed to be played with people, but you'd still think to like hit every market just from a business standpoint. You'd want to have like a operable fucking single player version.
Yeah,
like you don't have to have a story basically, but let me play it when I don't have any friends.
Yeah,
there's plenty of people that don't have friends. I know a lot of weird fucking people.
There's also plenty of times where I'm off of work and none of my friends are off of work. They're all working. Like sometimes I get a Friday night off.
Working in the service industry.
It doesn't happen for any of my friends. Like I have the luxury of working a job in the service industry where I sometimes get Friday nights off. My friends don't have that luxury. Yeah. So
as a server, you're just like, no, I have to work Friday night.
Yeah. Sorry. I need that money.
And that's like all my money for the week.
There's combat issues. There's a lot of combat issues.
Yeah. I mean, like rifles kind of suck, honestly. Like not necessarily rifles. The far eye is pretty good. But the blunderbuss feels like a confetti gun.
Oh yeah.
like you'd think that a shotgun at point blank range would just be,
Well, when we first started playing the game, it was overpowered as hell.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you could shoot somebody
this,
from.
this is a thing you'll see in like FPS online games and stuff like that. They nerf something to try to make the game more balanced, and they nerf it too much.
Yeah, way too much. When you're using your sword, it doesn't really feel fluid. It's really slow.
It's a very Skyrim Bethesda style like swordplay, which really is all you can do because there's so many other aspects to like how to play the game. So you can't really map a whole bunch of buttons to swordplay. It's basically just right trigger to swing and left trigger to block. But what's cool is if you time a block well, it does parry and they like bounce back off of you.
Yeah, and then you can make them pay for that.
Yeah. I think it's funny how if you beat the shit out of a skeleton enough, but they don't like straight kill them immediately, they'll run away from you and then like fall and stumble, which I think is funny. And the game definitely has
pretty funny.
It definitely has more quirkiness to it, which I think with their art design it needed from like Jump Street.
Oh yeah,
like it with the art style of the game, like this should be a quirky and funny game, and they've gotten that down a little bit better. Weapons don't upgrade is a big thing that I like when I'm spending a bunch of fucking money that I earned to get a skin.
When I'm spending 10K on an upgrade to the Eye of Reach, I expect the fucking crosshair to not be a crack in the glass. Yeah. I expect there to be a crosshair, but bare minimum. Like,
yeah.
I understand that the way that the game is right now, they don't want to
have it where someone that's been playing the game for forever is just oodles and boodles better than somebody else.
They don't want to increase the damage for people. So I kind of understand that, but at the same time, I want to spend my money to actually upgrade something that's going to be more than just a skin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to, like, cause I was...
the skins are really cool.
I was saying to Damon the other day, talking about this game, like, the improvements to the game are, like, psychological. Just tap into your stupid little monkey brain, and you, like, oh, I got more money from doing this thing. I did this thing. It was difficult. I got a bunch of money afterwards, and all my little tickers went up a few levels. So like I accomplished something. But then you go to go spend your money. It doesn't actually do anything for you gameplay wise.
Nope. It just looks cooler. Which I mean, I love making my stuff look cooler.
Yeah.
Like that's like in every game there's cosmetic features, and I spend a lot of time making my character or my character's vehicle, whatever type of vehicle it might be, look cooler.
Yeah.
Just everybody likes making their stuff look cool. But also I enjoy, if I've got a ship, I want to upgrade my cannons. I want my cannons to be able to do more damage, shoot farther.
Yeah.
Maybe buy different like explosive cannonballs or something like that. Like I want to feel like there's a bigger reward. Like you just did this really, really hard voyage.
Yep.
And you got all this money. Well, now you can go spend all that money on an upgrade to your ship so that next voyage is easier.
Yeah. And the way they could keep like both sides of that, like the balanced gameplay for PvP and still be able to upgrade shit, is just make it where, like, say it in the item description or like when the game's loading or whatever, any upgrades don't count in PvP.
Yeah.
Like the moment you attack a player ship, then it scales back down to default. Until
I don't know if that would be the best way to do that. In my opinion, the best way to do it would have either be PvP zones or PvP flags, which they already have a PvP flag that puts your ship on the map so that everybody on the server can see you and know your location. But in my opinion, if you don't have that flag up, somebody shouldn't be able to just come and attack you. Or they need PvP servers or something. They need to
an opt-in, opt-out kind of situation.
Yeah. And if you're doing PvP zones, like, I mean, again, I was talking to this about Damon when I was playing with him the other day, is if it's PvP zones, put them on like the stronghold in the Armada where a bunch of people are going, and add that level of difficulty to doing a stronghold or an Armada, being like, these are the PvP zones. So if you go here,
and
you
then
might
it becomes
encounter
kind of like a PvP event, like a multi-group raid, like in WoW or something.
You might encounter other player ships, and they will be able to attack you if you want. But all the loot here is really, really good, so it's a risk you're going to have to take.
Yeah.
So... But I don't know if that fits their game because...
Yeah. I mean, it could, because like, like the whole like piracy thing I think that PvP servers would probably be better than just zones. And I think more like in tune with that would be just like non-PvP servers, like a few select servers that just don't have PvP.
Yeah, which is all I would ever play.
Yeah, because this is the way that we play. We don't like as a person knowing how hard it is to do the voyages and stuff. I already have to deal with megalodons and krakens and shit like that, which we had to Google how to actually damage the kraken.
Yeah, we had to Google how to kill that fucker.
I personally wouldn't grief somebody because I know they already got a whole lot of other shit they're dealing with.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I kind of want to see what they have in their hold because there have been times that we've been going around where we have like a full hold of fucking like chests and skulls.
Oh god, it took us. We did 3 voyages the other day with over the course of like 6 hours without going back to port once, and our hold was full, and it took us nearly 30 minutes to just unload everything.
And we had a rowboat.
Yeah,
We'd load the rowboat, row it to shore.
Well, that's
sell all the shit.
That's another thing that they added that we didn't talk about. They added rowboats, which is really friggin' great.
Yeah, it's makes it a whole lot easier because you can park your ship out of range of like island cannonballs,
and then row your bitch ass.
Yeah.
Which
it takes a little bit to get used to the rowing mechanics. It's intuitive. It's just that it's not something like it's so intuitive to like realism that you wouldn't have thought about it until you start doing it. Because like your triggers are like full rows, and then your bumpers.
You have to release and let them reset before you can row again.
Yeah,
I did that backwards, but yeah.
And then your bumpers do like dips so you can turn faster. It's actually a really well designed mechanic. Honestly, it's probably my like.
Damon hates it, but it's just because he's really bad at it.
Yeah. Just as a mechanic, like just from like a gameplay and design kind of standpoint, it's one of my favorite parts of the game.
Oh yeah, I love it a lot.
I would say that they should allow for more slots on ships for rowboats.
I would say that the sloop and the brigandine should only be able to have the one, but the galleon should definitely be able to have 2 rowboats.
And on the flip side of what we were talking about earlier about how there should be a single player, like a more operable single player like mode, I guess. There should be a bigger ship.
There should. You should have a bigger ship than the galleon, or upgrade the galleon and make it a bigger ship and give me a different ship that's for 4 people. But I really think there should be a 5 to 6 person ship. Because again, I was playing the game yesterday, and one of Damon's other friends got on, and we already had a full 4-person ship, and he wanted to play with us, and we were like, well, we're full.
You can always do the whole alliance thing,
but there's no guarantee that they get on the same server that as you, and I mean, it's just really it becomes the luck of the draw if you're going to do an alliance there. So,
which I think is another thing they need to work on. The UI for the menu is kind of still pretty fucking bad. Like for one, like I didn't recreate a character when we played out the update, so I don't know if they've changed this. I probably should have looked that up. But like if it's still the same, the whole character design thing where it's literally just like, oh, pick from these options that randomize or re-randomize and pick again. Like let me pick through your fucking like presets. Like I don't need like full like customization, but like let me like pick like male or female. Then like here's the body type sets, and then here's the faces for that body type, and like that kind of stuff. And
I don't need full on like Bethesda level. Like
I can
morph the nose, and I can do the cheekbones, and I can make a
I don't need all
like
of that for
orange
for this game in particular. But I would like to be able to be in full control of what my character looks like within the confines of the game. I really don't know why I brought that up, but it's just something that bothers me, I guess. But it also in the UI, there should be like a party up kind of thing where you're not necessarily on the same ship crew, but like this crew and this crew are going onto the same server. It just improve it so you want a full on immersive like multiplayer experience. That needs to be a part of it. Yeah, because like be able to make your own little armada.
It really just boils down to, I would love to see this game push the boundaries. I would love to see them do things that, might not work out, Test it, push the boundaries a little bit, and don't do something that's just going to screw the players. Like, definitely don't do that. But definitely, if you attempt to give us something new and kind of crazy,
It doesn't work out, then take it out.
And it doesn't work out, then just, it doesn't work out. But if you attempt to do something new and crazy and it's really cool and everybody loves it, then you created a great thing, And that's, again, we talked about this in earlier videos, Bethesda used to really push the boundaries, you know? And now they're not. So don't be afraid to push the boundaries. And I would also love to see more enemies, more enemy types, more enemy ships, and definitely some more danger on land.
Yeah.
I feel like when I'm running around on an island that there's not really any danger at all.
Unless a skeleton pops up with a gunpowder barrel.
Yeah, then I'm scared shitless.
And then I'm like, fuck.
And then I'm like,
fuck out of here.
I'm like on top of a rock that you can't get to from land because I shot myself up there with a cannon from the ship, and he's running away from the gunpowder barrel carrying skeleton, and I'm like, hey, and I shoot the gunpowder barrel skeleton right while it's behind him to kill him because I'm an asshole.
Yeah, you are an asshole. Another thing that I think, just before we close out, going back into character customization and stuff like that, have the little pets. I'm a pirate. I can't have a fucking parrot.
Dude, I want a monkey.
Yeah,
I want a capuchin monkey on my friggin'
that
shoulder.
dude from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, Captain Barbossa. I want to have the friggin' monkey on my shoulder, and all I really want him to do is throw poop at people. That's it. I just want a poop-flinging monkey. He doesn't even have to throw poop, but I want a monkey on my shoulder. Come on.
Yeah, I can have a hook and a peg leg, but I can't have a fucking monkey.
Right? I don't even care if you make it 100,000 in-game gold.
Yeah, it's late game kind of shit.
I don't care. I want it.
Yeah. Also, there's not a whole lot of town stuff.
No, there's not. It doesn't feel like it has a living economy.
Yeah, there's the ports where you turn in your chest and stuff, and there's a few little like rocks that have a dude selling stuff, and it's usually just a bunch of random shit that you wouldn't really want anyway.
It's not even random shit. The only shops that are in the game are for your cosmetic features, for either your clothing, your ship, or your weapons.
Yeah, I'd like to see some towns or some merchant ships that can sell resources.
I'd love to see merchant ships traveling between the outposts that you can go and raid. That you get a Merchant Alliance quest, and unbeknownst to the Merchant Alliance, you just sank 5 or 6 merchant ships to steal their stuff, and they're like, hey, you got to take a crate of bananas and some silk and shit to this other town, and you're like, that's great because I just stole some from this other shit.
Because I'm a pirate. That's what pirates do.
You didn't know that I was a pirate.
Yeah, and also that just fits the lore of the game. You're a fucking pirate. Let me do some pirate shit.
For real.
Pirates didn't usually I'm sure there was some raiding between pirate ships, but usually they were attacking government ships. To get their shit because they had better shit than pirates did. Pirates were mostly malnourished and living terrible lives. There's nothing to romanticize about pirates, but we do it anyway.
Yeah, there's really not. They didn't need enough citrus. They needed more citrus. They had the scurvy. Yeah. So overall, I would go ahead and say that the update really did improve this game.
It improved quite a bit.
In my opinion, it's still not great.
Yeah, there's still a lot of work to be done if they want to keep working on it becoming a living game. And the only reason I'm giving it this, we can update and be better, because normally I hate that shit, is just release a game, a finished game. But this is an online-only experience with a living community and stuff like that. So it's it's basically an MMO.
Yeah.
For pirates. Yeah. And MMO games update all the fucking time, and they're constantly changing and getting better or trying out new features, and that's totally fine for this style of game. So, no, don't do this to a single-player game.
Don't you
If it's
dare.
not good at release, we're going to say it's not good, and we're going to move on.
Yeah. Single-player games...
You don't get a second chance.
It's single-player. You need to release a whole game.
Yeah.
And even when this game launched, if we had done this video at launch, we would have ripped this game apart. It was not good. I deleted it off of my Xbox after a week. Because it was I'm already bored with this game. I don't want to play this game.
Another reason why it's another pass is because we have Game Pass, so it was basically free.
Yeah, it was free when we downloaded it the first time, and it was free on Game Pass when we downloaded it this time. So we didn't have to pay for it, which was really, really nice. I would, at this point, I would pay for this game right now.
I wouldn't pay a full $60.
I wouldn't pay $60, but I'd say that this is a solid $29.99.
Yeah.
I'd say $30 for this game.
If it's on sale for $30 and you don't have Game Pass and don't want to pay for Game Pass, pick it up.
Yeah.
If it's full 60, don't spend $60 on it.
I wouldn't say spend $60 on it at all. Yeah. But it's on Game Pass until the end of the month, so you've got a little while to still pick this game up. If you haven't played it before, I would recommend giving it a try.
Then you can make that decision on your own, because once it's off Game Pass, having Game Pass won't let you play it. So so give it a go. We may upload one more video this week.
We might.
We're gonna try. We got a little bit more work than usual for our day jobs this week, so we're gonna try. If not, we'll do it. We'll try to do it next week. We got to catch up because we had to delete that video. But as always, links in the description for socials and stuff. Not our social security number, but like social media. And we'll see you guys either later this week or next week.
All right.
Later.